Hello and welcome back to Let's Get Cooking. It's your girl Rashida, and today I'm bringing you a good old pot of collard greens. I love collard greens. I love greens, collard, mustard, turnip, all of the above. Today I'm making collard greens, a little bit of mustard, but I'm showing you how to make collard greens. Let's get started. First, I want to start off by making my stock, and that's just a little bit of that flavor that's going to go into the greens. And I'm adding about 2 cups of water with some turkey tails. You can use turkey, you can use pork, you don't have to use anything, but I just like to add a little of that smoke flavor to my collard greens. I'm going to cook these on medium high for about 30 minutes till the water reduces and you have somewhat of a pot liquor. So you'll see that's the flavor right there. Sometimes I also add chicken stock, so that gives it a greater depth of flavor. Now it's time to add in the greens. I am cooking a lot of greens here. I'm cooking about 4 pounds of greens to which I cleaned, I cut. I'll make that video a little bit later, but I did clean and cut my greens, and now I'm adding them to the pot. This video is for those who may have never made greens or those who do make greens, and this is just showing you how I do it. I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking because I want you to really see the process, because there's a process to making greens. What I did right there is I filled my pot with the greens, and you do them in batches. So I put a batch in, say that's about a pound of greens, put the top on, let those reduce a little bit. It only takes about 2 or 3 minutes and they'll start to reduce quickly. Greens have a lot of water in them, so they really shrink to about the half of what goes in the pot. So that's one batch, and I'll keep doing this, adding batches of greens in there until all of them are in the pot. And as this is happening, they're cooking because this is about a medium high heat. We still have those turkey tails. They stay in there the whole time because they're still letting off and emitting flavor into the greens, that smoke flavor. So if you're vegetarian, then you definitely don't need to add any meat. But if you're not, I welcome you to use smoked turkey, smoked pork, whatever you like to use. And as you see, the greens are reducing. So all those greens that I already put in, they have reduced. Now, one thing you may notice, I had to change the pot. It may not be obvious, but that pot was too small. So I did get one of my larger stock pots, and I'm using this to get all those greens in the pot. This is great for Sunday dinner. This is great to eat throughout the week. I like to have leftovers, and I can just eat greens through the week. They are one of your superfoods, one of your best vegetables for the body and soul. And definitely greens at on Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, the holidays are always welcome. So I'm still adding the greens. And as I put them in, I do push and I try to bring up some of those greens at the bottom that have already cooked down. I'm just trying to stir them, and they will all continue to cook together, reduce. And this is the first step. The first step is getting all your greens into a pot, letting them reduce down, and then we're going to add that added flavor. First off, it's time to add some butter. I have about three to 4 tablespoons of butter that will go into these greens. I also, if you have a little bit of chicken oil hanging around your kitchen, I would recommend I add about 3 to 4 tablespoons of chicken oil. That just enhances the flavor. If you don't have it, don't worry about it. Some people, if they have a little bacon fat around the house, may add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of bacon fat because that just enhances the flavor profile of the greens. It will make them taste great. So I have my butter. Now you see I'm adding in my seasonings, a little bit of hot sauce, maybe about 2 teaspoons of hot sauce. I'm using a little bit of vinegar, apple cider vinegar to be exact. I don't like a whole lot. I don't like vinegary greens, so I just use probably about 2 teaspoons of vinegar. Then I'm adding in some chicken poultry seasoning, a little seasoning salt, a little bit of garlic powder, whatever you like to use. And I like to use a little bit of Cajun seasoning to give it a slight kick. Not too hot, not too powerful, but all of this just balances out. And then once all my seasonings are in there, and I would say about 2 to 3 teaspoons of each, then we just want to stir that in. And you see the greens have cooked down and they're starting to cook. How can you tell? They're getting darker in color. So I'm going to stir everything in. I have my butter, I have my chicken oil, I have my seasonings at this moment, and now I'm going to reduce the heat. Once I stir them real well, I will reduce the heat, put the pot on, no, put the lid to the pot on and let these cook on like a low to medium heat. And they're going to cook about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how you like the tenderness. Some people like them really, really tender, really soft. Some people like them with a little bit of bite. So I would say 45 minutes to an hour is how long you want to cook the greens. That's how long I cook mine. I like a little bit of bite, not too soft. So this is the first step. Lid goes on and they're going to cook for a little while. I will check them about halfway through just to see how they're coming along. So there you have it. You have my greens, the collard greens in there, a little bit of pot liquor to which they're going to cook in. And these are some of the ingredients that I did add to the greens. I have that chicken poultry seasoning, garlic powder, seasoned salt, like I said, a little Cajun seasoning, some apple cider vinegar, a little bit of hot sauce, chicken stock if needed, and some butter. Oh, and you will see one more ingredient is a chicken bouillon cube. Here I'm at that halfway point, so it's about 20-25 minutes of cooking time. And this is where I just want to check the greens, see how they're coming along. Make sure it's not too much liquid because like I said, greens give off a lot of water. So sometimes it can be too much that you need to take some out the pot because you really don't want watery greens, but you want a healthy balance. At this point, I'm adding in that last ingredient, and that was that chicken bouillon cube. I'm going with a half of a cube. If you have a little bit of powder, I would say put in about a teaspoon. So depending on what you have, I'm using a half a cube. Or if you have the powder in the jar, I believe you could just put in about a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon. So you see the greens are cooking down. They look good. They have that dark green color. Yeah, that looks nice. They're almost ready. Just a few more minutes and I'm gonna let those cook a little bit longer. My pot of collard greens are complete. Look at that. They look so delicious. I want some now, but they tasted so good. The family and I enjoyed them. Just went ahead and put them in a bowl, a serving dish to go with that Sunday dinner, and you have it. That's how you make collard greens. They're really easy. They're not too hard to make. Thanks for coming to the kitchen. Thanks for cooking with me. Till the next time I see you. Have a blessed day and a blessed week. Take care.